What if I told you that financial control isn't just about tracking your spending, but about designing your environment so that making smart financial decisions becomes easier? In a world filled with constant temptations and easy access to money, the key to mastering your finances lies in removing unnecessary decision-making. Real financial control comes from reducing the number of decisions you have to make on a daily basis. In this video, we'll explore the top 5 ways to strengthen your financial control skills and ensure that you're making decisions that align with your long-term goals, not just your immediate desires. Let's dive into the techniques that can help you become a master of your money. 1. The velocity check, delaying the flow. One of the most common mistakes that people make when managing their finances is acting too quickly when it comes to spending money. In today's world, the ease of one-click purchases, instant money transfers, and fast gratification has made it all too easy to act impulsively. The velocity check method is all about slowing things down to gain more control over your spending. The idea is simple. Introduce a 24-hour delay for any non-essential purchase that exceeds a set limit, say $50. When you feel the urge to make an impulse buy, take a step back and add a 24-hour cooling-off period before you finalize a transaction. This gives your brain the time it needs to shift from the impulsive System 1 thinking, which is fast, emotional, and automatic, to the rational System 2 thinking, which is slow, deliberate, and logical. When you add time to your decision-making process, the initial excitement often fades, and the need for the item disappears entirely. By the time the 24 hours have passed, you might have entirely forgotten why you wanted the item in the first place, or you might have found a better, more thoughtful alternative. The beauty of this technique lies in its ability to put a pause between your emotional impulse and your actual purchase, leading to more intentional spending decisions. 2. Practice inverse budgeting. Budgeting can often feel restrictive. The idea of tracking every penny you spend, cutting back on small pleasures, and constantly thinking about your finances can be overwhelming. However, there's a different way to approach budgeting that actually makes it easier to take control of your money. Inverse budgeting. Instead of focusing on each individual expense, inverse budgeting flips the approach on its head. Rather than tracking every dollar spent, you focus on the savings you want to achieve first, and then work with the remaining money to cover your expenses. This method automates your savings process, so you don't have to rely on willpower to save at the end of the month. Here's how it works. As soon as you receive your paycheck, set up an automatic transfer of a fixed percentage, such as 20%, into a separate savings or investment account. This step happens first, before you do anything else. What's left after that becomes your spending budget for the month. This approach is powerful because it takes away the temptation to spend first and save later. By prioritizing savings and automating the process, you don't need to think about how much you have left to save at the end of the month. The amount you save is already taken care of. You no longer need to rely on your willpower or track every expense in an effort to save. By building your financial control right at the source, when the paycheck arrives, you're setting yourself up for success and automatically growing your wealth over time without thinking about it. 3. Build a social script library. Social pressure is one of the most powerful forces that can weaken your financial control. Whether the friend inviting you to an expensive dinner, a colleague suggesting a pricey group vacation, or a peer pressure you into a spontaneous shopping trip, it's easy to give in to social expectations, especially when you feel like you're the only one saying no. The truth is, the people you interact with may not understand or care about your financial goals, but that doesn't mean you have to sacrifice your money for the sake of fitting in. The solution? Build a library of positive no scripts. These are pre-prepared responses that allow you to politely decline invitations and opportunities that aren't aligned with your financial goals. Instead of scrambling for an excuse in the moment, having these scripts prepared gives you confidence and clarity when you need to say no. For example, when someone invites you to a lavish dinner, you can respond with something like, "I'm actually on a saving sprint this month, so I'm cutting back on discretionary spending. I'd love to hang out for a hike or a game night instead." This response is positive and proactive, focusing on your goal of saving rather than framing it as a limitation. It allows you to maintain your boundaries while still offering an alternative to the original plan. Having these scripts ready takes the pressure off in social situations and empowers you to stay true to your financial goals without feeling awkward or guilty. Over time, these scripts will help you establish stronger boundaries and avoid situations where you might be tempted to overspend. For the subscription firewall. In today's digital age, subscriptions are a silent killer of personal finances. From streaming services to software tools, fitness memberships to news sites, subscriptions add up quickly. Many of these charges are small and recurring, making it easy to forget about them until you get hit with an unexpected charge. What's worse, some subscriptions can even increase in price without you noticing. To regain control over your subscriptions, implement a subscription firewall. This involves using a virtual card service like Privacy.com to create a dedicated virtual card for all of your recurring payments. With this virtual card, you can set a hard monthly spending limit for subscriptions, ensuring that you won't exceed a specific amount each month. For instance, if you want to limit your subscription expenses to $50 per month, you can set the virtual card to decline any transaction above that amount. This eliminates the need for constant monitoring of your subscriptions or hunting down cancellation buttons. The firewall works automatically to prevent any unwanted price hikes or zombie subscriptions from draining your bank account. By using a virtual card for all of your recurring payments, you gain absolute control over your subscription spending. This technique provides peace of mind, knowing that your fixed costs are contained and you won't be surprised by any unexpected increases. 5. Conduct a utility audit, not a price audit. A powerful technique for strengthening your financial control is to shift your focus from the cost of items to their utility. The goal is to understand the true value of what you're spending your money on, rather than just looking at the price tag. This shift can lead to more intentional and satisfying spending choices. Once a month, conduct a utility audit by reviewing your last 5 purchases. For each item, ask yourself, how many hours of utility did this actually provide? For example, if you spent $100 on a video game and played it for 50 hours, that's a great value for your money. On the other hand, if you spent the same amount on a fancy steak dinner that only gave you 1 hour of enjoyment, you might reconsider spending that much money on a meal in the future. This technique shifts your perspective from the price of the purchase to the value it brings you. By evaluating your purchases in terms of how much utility they provide, you will begin to prioritize long-term satisfaction over short-term gratification. When you focus on the utility of your purchases, you're naturally inclined to spend your money on things that bring you the most joy or benefit, whether it's an experience that enhances your life or a product that improves your well-being. This approach helps you avoid buyer's remorse and ensures that your spending aligns with your values and priorities. It's an excellent way to keep your financial control in check while maximizing the value you get from every dollar spent. There you have it, the top 5 ways to strengthen your financial control skills. By implementing techniques like the velocity check to slow down impulsive purchases, using inverse budgeting to automate your savings, and building a social script library to handle social pressure, you can create an environment that supports your financial goals. Strengthening your financial control isn't about restriction. It's about building systems that make it easier to make smart decisions every day. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more actionable tips on strengthening your financial habits. Let me know in the comments which technique you're going to try first, and I'll see you in the next video.